Welcome to East Brunswick Department of Recreation Food Fantastics, and today we're going to be cooking cream cheese cookies. I just gathered a bunch of ingredients that I had from the house. I am pretty sure you all have these basic ingredients also in the house. These cookies are absolutely delicious, and I can't wait to start cooking with you. So here we go. Make certain before you start cooking, let's just go over a few basic ideas. First of all, let us make certain we wash our hands with soap, front and back. Take your time, there's no rush. It's always good to have clean hands when you're cooking. And make certain that we take any hair that's in our face, we put it behind our ears, we put a clip in our hair, something so we get it out of the way and we don't have to worry about getting any hair inside our food, okay? Third thing I would suggest is to make certain before you start cooking, make certain you have all the ingredients that you need. So that's why I really like this recipe. It is a combination of things that are very common in the house. So for instance, we need to have flour, sugar, an egg, baking powder, some salt, and some vanilla. Don't forget your butter and your cream cheese, okay? So we have 2 bowls, and for those of you who know me, we always have a wet bowl and a dry bowl, and then we're going to combine them, okay? So today we're going to change it up a little bit, and we're going to combine our dry ingredients first. So we need our flour, and this recipe calls for 1 3/4 cup flour. 3/4 cup flour. It calls a cup of sugar, which we have here. These cookies smell absolutely delicious when they're in the oven too, by the way. You can hardly wait to eat them. Here's our cup of sugar. Okay. And then we're going to use our baking powder. I need a 1/2 teaspoon baking powder. It's my 1/2 teaspoon. We're going to level it off, and we're going to drop it in the bowl. And just in the interest of trying to preserve our utensils, we don't have to do so much washing, we're going to take that same measuring cup and we're going to mix in the dry bowl all 3 of the white ingredients. Now, even though they're all white, they're all different shades of white. So we want to mix up these 3 ingredients so well that we can't really distinguish between the sugar, the flour, and the baking powder. And don't forget to dig deep down into the bowl. Make certain that you go all the way down, right? We want to make certain that this is all fully incorporated. Now we're going to go over our empty bowl. We're going to use this as our wet bowl. Okay? Let me just put away the ingredients that we're not working with right now. Get that out of the way. Okay, I am back. So, before you decide to make this recipe, there's a few things. Aside from checking to make certain you have all the ingredients, just do me a favor and take out the cream cheese and the butter about an hour or so before you're actually going to use it. That way it's going to be nice and soft, and it's going to be much easier to mix up than if the cream cheese and the butter were hard. Okay, so we have our butter. We need a 1/2 stick of butter. We just sliced it down in the center, and it's going to go in our bowl. And then we're going to find our cream cheese. Now, it doesn't really matter what brand of cream cheese you use. Whatever you're able to find in the supermarket. One is as good as the other, and in this recipe, cream cheese is cream cheese. Okay? So let me just open up the cream cheese. We have a log of cream cheese. This is like 8-ounce log of cream cheese. I'm going to take an educated guess as to what's half the amount of cream cheese. And we're going to put it in the bowl. Okay, here's our butter and our cream cheese. And we have our hand mixer. Perfect. And now I'm about to mix up the cream cheese and the butter. Let's see how this is going to go. Okay, so what we're looking for is a relatively creamy looking mixture. We don't want to see the difference between the butter and the cream cheese. We want it to look like a cream, which is slightly off-white. Okay, and in here we are going to add 1 egg. It's always a good idea to keep a paper towel or a regular kitchen towel next to you that you're going to be able to wipe your hands on. But don't forget, after you use it, just put it in the washing machine. We added our egg to this creamy mixture, and we're going to give it a mix. Okay, while I was mixing, I thought I wanted to share a few things with you. First of all, when you're mixing, when you're cutting, whatever you're doing in the kitchen, make certain that your eyes are on what it is your hands are doing, okay? It's important if you're cutting to make certain you're looking at what you're cutting. And if you're mixing, it's really important to make certain that the blades of the hand mixer are going all over the inside of the bowl so that the egg gets incorporated into the butter and the cream cheese mixture, okay? So now if you see, our mixture looks a little more yellow than it did before. And that's because the egg, we used both the egg white and the egg yolk, and it makes it a little yellowy looking, okay? Now these cookies are not particularly sugary. So we're not using a ton of sugar. They're more creamy than sugary. They're more creamy than sweet. So we're only going to use a cup of sugar. So let's get out our sugar, our 1 cup measuring cup. And we're going to put in a cup of sugar. And then again, once again, we're going to be mixing this up. Okay. And so now we're going to take our dry ingredients and we're going to little by little put it into our bowl with the wet ingredients. And we're going to mix up the dry and the wet, and we're going to get it to be a little bit like dough. That's how you know you're getting almost ready to form these cookies and to bake them. Okay, so we're in the middle of adding our dough. And I'm going to give this a good mix. Make certain you have your eyes on the bowl. looks like we have our dough. Let me just mix this around a bit. Okay, this is what it looks like. And we're just going to mix in the stuff that formed on the side of the bowl. Okay, we're back. So in the meantime, I put the dough in the refrigerator so it will chill a little bit, and that's going to make it much easier for us to handle and roll into balls. And while it's chilling, I put it in the refrigerator for an hour. I put away all my supplies, all my baking supplies. I washed all of the utensils that I was using, right? It's a good use of time. And I also was able to make a sugar cinnamon mixture. I used 1/2 cup of sugar and 1/8 teaspoon of cinnamon. I mixed it all around, and when this dough comes out and it's nice and chilled, we're going to roll it into a ball, dip it into the cinnamon sugar mixture, and place it on our cookie tray so that we can, when it comes out of the oven, we can have nice cream cheese cookies coated with cinnamon and sugar. I can't wait. So this is what it looks like when I took it out of the refrigerator. So I have a piece of plastic wrap laying on top, and this cookies dough is chilled, so it's going to be nice and easy for us to manipulate. Okay? So I took out a piece of dough. Now it's very important. I'm not going to tell you how big your cookies should be or how much dough you should use, but just I want you to know that each one of the balls that you make from the dough should be about the same size. You want all your cookies to cook at the same time evenly, because if you put small balls of dough in the oven next to large balls of dough in the oven, the small balls of dough are going to get done first, and then it's going to sit in the oven until your larger cookie dough is cooked. And that means that your small cookie dough is going to burn. We don't want to do that. So we want to make certain all cookie dough balls are the same size. Okay? So I have my ball. I have my cinnamon sugar bowl. And what I'm going to do is just gently roll it around. Not a lot. You don't want it to coat it a lot. You want to taste more of the cream cheese dough than you're going to taste of the cinnamon sugar. Okay? In a minute, I'm going to make just a couple. And in a minute, I'm going to show you what it looks like on my tray. Okay? Again, I'm looking to see that the balls of dough are about the same size. I'm going to roll it around in my cinnamon sugar mixture. And we're going to do it again. Oh, I forgot to mention one thing. While my dough was chilling in the refrigerator, not only did I clean and wipe down the countertop and wash out my utensils, but I also preheat the oven to 375 degrees. And so a lot of people think that cooking is a very good time to think, to relax, very therapeutic, right? It's fun to do with friends and family. And it's also fun to do when you're by yourself, too, as long as your parents have given you the permission to be in the kitchen. Okay? Okay, dropping it in. I'm coating the ball. You see, nice and coated all around. Cinnamon and sugar. Just be careful because you're going to have to clean up when you're done. Nobody's going to come and clean up for you. So you want to make certain that the cinnamon and sugar that's in this bowl remains in the bowl and on the cookie. You don't want it to get it on the floor. You don't want to get it on your clothes. You want to just be very considerate of where these ingredients are landing. Now, let's talk about serving these cookies. The best thing about, before we talk about serving the cookies, I want to tell you the best thing about this cookie dough is that it is very, very plentiful. You have lots of dough that you can make. So if you only want to have a handful of cookies tonight and put the rest in the freezer or the refrigerator for another night, it's a great treat. You don't have to go through the process of actually making the dough again. You already have it. So today I'm just going to be making a handful of cookies, and I realize I have a lot of dough left over. I'm going to use it for maybe tomorrow night. Okay? So let me show you what my cookies look like. If you can see, my cookies are spaced apart very nicely, but they're still neatly placed on the baking tray. And I want you to see that I do have some dough left over. So I am going to take my plastic wrap and I'm going to grab it from the bottom of the bowl, scoop it up in my hands, and I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm going to put it in the freezer for a rainy day. In the meantime, I'm going to take my delicious tray of cookies and I'm going to put it in the oven. It's going to bake for about 9 to 10 minutes. I'll be right back. Hi everybody, so now we're back. Cookies baked in the oven at 375 for 10 minutes, and I want you to see how absolutely delicious these cookies look. I wish you could smell them, but you know what? If you make them, then you're going to get a chance to smell exactly the wonderful smell that I am smelling. Enjoy them. I can't wait to cook with you again, and stay safe and stay healthy, and have a great day.